I was having a conversation with someone just last evening, and they asked me, you focus on Tai Chi application almost exclusively. Why is that? Why is it that you don't constantly just focus on form and practicing form all the time? And there's some very good reasons for that. Number one, a person gets really good at whatever they do the most. If you do something a lot, you're going to get good at it. Whether it's something good for you or something not so good for you, you're going to get very good at it. If you in fact do lots and lots of form every day, all day, you're going to get very good at doing the form. I'm not saying that that's bad, but if that's your goal, to do the form, to have the best form in the world, then that's your goal. However, Tai Chi is much more than the doing of form. My response to them was, Tai Chi has principles associated with it. When you're studying, there's principles. Why do you think those principles exist? And during the course of our conversation, I explained that those principles are guideposts or corrections. It's almost like an owner's manual, keeping the back straight and maintaining the central equilibrium, on and on and on. All of these principles, they're for functionality, not aesthetics. Too often people apply it to their aesthetics, and they figured that they're holding themselves in according with the principles as they do their form, and there's no attention given to function of Tai Chi. However, the form comes from function. It's a way of teaching function, of introducing individuals to the martial skill. So all of these things, these principles, are structured based. They're to give you a structure, a functional structure, so that when you apply your skill, you have a structure that allows you to be successful in whatever it is you're doing, whether you're striking, you're pushing, you're pulling, you're throwing, you're doing some sort of a takedown. It doesn't matter. It's all structurally sound. And when you don't have the principles, or when there are principles lacking or some of them missing, you will find deficiencies in your practice or application. So your practice has to have purpose. When there's form, that does not bring into play purpose. You're more focused on aesthetics, what it looks like. I'm not saying that there's no benefits to it. You are getting a certain amount of exercise. However, when you have purpose to your movement, you are actually obtaining more of the health benefits from what you do. As the classics state, the chi follows the E, meaning the energy follows the mind. If in fact you're doing form without purpose, the mind is not leading the chi. There's no purpose. There's no reason for what you're doing other than to do the thing that you're doing. However, if there's a purpose of controlling someone or taking someone down, or you're imagining some strike or activity, then your mind is fully engaged, and thus your energy is forming itself in a way to accomplish that task. So your form will grow, as well as your applicational ability. Yourself will grow. Everything about your Tai Chi will have the opportunity to expand itself and get better and better and better. The other thing about application is never the same. I don't care if it's the same person attacking you with the same technique. Nothing is exactly the same all the time. If someone punches at you, if someone kicks at you, if someone grabs you, it's always a little bit different. The level of strength that's used is a little different. The speed that's used is a little bit different. The balance of each individual is a little bit different. So you always have to be adapting and adjusting to what's going on. And that is paramount in Tai Chi. That's the essence of Tai Chi, is adaptation. That's why we are soft and relaxed and use sensitivity. We focus on sensitivity and tinging, listening energy, so that we can adapt to what's going on, as opposed to just making up our mind that we're going to respond to something in a certain way or do a certain technique, and from beginning to end, we just follow through with that with no change along the way. In Tai Chi, there's a saying that says, if I touch you, I have you. Because we deal with the immediacy of what's needed at the moment. In other words, if I go to punch you and there's distance between us, I see the target that I want to hit, but by the time I begin my strike to the point where I could make contact, there's a lot of changes that can happen. You can move, you can shift, I can fall off balance. Things won't be the same necessarily when I get there. But if I already touch you, if I'm touching you and I execute energy from that point on, it's immediate. So there's very little opportunity for change. This can only be developed by practicing application, not form. We have to be able to feel what someone else is doing, feel what someone else is thinking, and be able to adapt to changes. We want changes to occur because in life, the only thing that's definite is change. Change is the only thing that doesn't change. So we want to get used to that. We want to be comfortable with that. If in fact all we do is form, we're doing the same form over and over, even if we're doing it better, whatever that means. Better meaning that you're stronger for it, you can go down lower, you may gain more flexibility, you may be able to move slower, you may have more control over your body. All of those things are good things. However, they are limited in scope. They can only take you so far in your Tai Chi. The real test is to put it to the test. That way you can only find out if what you're doing is correct. The measure of correct practice is application. The measure of correct anything is application. So if I'm a mechanic and I'm working on your car, afterwards, if I go to start it up and the car doesn't start, then I didn't do something correctly and I have to go back and recheck and fix that. It's the same with Tai Chi. You can study form all day long, but until you touch hands with someone, until you grapple with them, push hands with them, or whatever engagement you have, you won't know if you're making mistakes. You won't know where to go to correct those mistakes. You won't know which of the principles you're lacking in. All of this is very, very important. In Tai Chi, sometimes it's easy for us to delude ourselves and think that we're making a lot of headway because our balance is better. We can stand on one leg longer than we used to, and many, many other things. However, when it comes to applying what we know, we soon find out that there's a deficit. I think that this has become more apparent in recent times by seeing these Tai Chi, so-called Tai Chi individuals get into the ring with some other type of fighter and in short order not do so well. I'm sure that they did plenty of form and maybe they know several forms. However, that does not translate into reality. That does not translate into application. Tai Chi Chuan, supreme ultimate fist or boxing. Supreme ultimate boxing. Sometimes we forget the boxing part. That is what we're moving towards, or should be moving towards. I'm not saying that one needs to spar or fight, put on gloves, go full contact, all of these things to gain the benefits. That is not the case. But what I am saying is one needs to understand application. One needs to know the purpose of what they're doing to get the full benefits from it. So, know yourself, practice wisely, and don't just do form. Think about why you're doing the form. Think about what the form represents. Because the form is just a replica of the real thing, right? I may have a replica of a gun, but it ain't going to fire, and I can't use it if I need it. So, and I'm not going to learn everything about shooting a gun from a replica. I'm not going to learn a whole lot. So practice wisely, and we'll see you at next Tai Chi Talk. Thank you.